afternoon and a very warm welcome to Citizen Live at 1. It is Tuesday, the 13th of August, 2012, and my name is Michelle Morgan. Well, let's start with the news stories. The top of this hour now. It has been 8 years since Kenya last bagged a World Championship gold medal in the men's 5,000 meters, but that tight drought could be set to change after 2008 Olympic bronze medalist Edwin Soy, 2009 World Youth Championship Isaiah Chairman Kiplagat Koech, and 2012 Olympic bronze medalist Tom Longosiwa all qualified for Friday's finals after today's heats. Unfortunately, John Kip Koech failed to qualify after suffering a nasty fall during the last lap of Heat 1.
Second heat of the men's 5,000 metres.
We start with Heat 2, the race that everyone was waiting for with bated breath. Bearing in mind Great Britain's world champion Mo Farah, Ethiopia's world junior champion Mukta Idris, and USA's Olympic silver medalist Galen Rupp were taking on Kenya's best.
Heading into the lead, halfway.
Farah took the lead immediately before surrendering to Australia's Ben St. Lawrence.
The Olympic Stadium.
Well, taking it easy but fascinating.
Kiplagat cruised to the front in the fifth lap and stayed there before Mo Farah joined him as they entered the last lap. It was a last-minute dash by Ethiopia's Idris that enabled him to cross the line first in 13 minutes 20.82 seconds, with Soy and Koech second and third respectively, while Farah rounded off the top 5 qualifiers.
Are safely through, and the two training.
Earlier on, Kenya's John Kip Koech failed to qualify in Heat 1 after he fell at the bell for the final lap. His attempts to catch up proved futile. Nevertheless, Thomas Longosiwa qualified in fourth place in a time of 13 minutes 23.94 seconds behind Ethiopia's Hagos Gebriwet, compatriot Yunu Alamiru, and USA's Bernard Lagat.
Qualification from the two Ethiopians in the end.
Meanwhile, Jamaica's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price matched Usain Bolt's exploits the previous night by dominating the 100 meters as she surged to the world title in 10.71 seconds in Moscow. The 26-year-old, who won the same title in Berlin in 2009 as well as at London in 2012, was more than 2/10 quicker than second-placed Mariela Hure.
World lead of 10.71 seconds.
Defending champion Carmelita Jeter of the United States had to settle for third after an injury hit build-up.
It's a clean start. We're away in the
Finally, Christine Ohurugu produced another thrilling late surge in the 400 meters to become the first British female to win 2 world championship titles. Both Ohurugu and defending champion Amantla Monshu clocked 49.41 seconds, but closer inspection revealed that the 2007 world champion had dipped, thus making 49.404 seconds, while Monshu, who failed to dip, finished 49.408 seconds.
It was a race made to a little bit of extent by Hastings going off so fast, but Horugu could key off that. She had to gain something like
For Citizen at 1, I'm Waihiga Mwaura.
Horugu dipped.
Now, the International Criminal Court judges will submit reasons on its order of procedure in the opening of Deputy President William Ruto's trial on September the 10th. The judges have allowed Ruto and former radio journalist Joshua Arap Sang to give their personal statements on why the case should end. Deputy President William Ruto will be allowed to give the judges at the Hague-based court his reasons on proving his innocence at the commencement of the trial slated for September the 10th. And with less than a month to go, the judges have outlined the procedure for the opening submissions at the trial. Bensouda will go first, then the victims' representatives. Ruto and Sang will then be allowed to make their opening statements. Each of them allotted 2 hours each to argue why they believe there is no reason to proceed with the case.
Your thoughts on basic justice now?
Leaders from Meru and Murang'a counties now want now want the National Cohesion and Integration Commission to investigate statements attributed to a section of CORD leaders claiming that party leader Raila Odinga remains the best option to lead this country when the president and his deputy leave for the ICC trials at The Hague.
Meru County Woman Representative Florence Kajuju and her Muranga counterpart Wanjiru Chege said the statements by the court leaders at a rally over the weekend are a threat to national cohesion as they are divisive in nature.
Kenyans already decided, they made up a choice, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, His Excellency, the Deputy Ruto, they are here to stay. We as Kenyans, we as Jubilee, we are going to make sure that this government stands. There is nothing, even in a marriage, that has no challenges. The challenges we are getting as this government, they are not new. Every other government has had challenges, but we know we'll go over it. The Constitution gives us a lot of rights, but there are no rights that don't go with responsibilities. So any person who is a leader or claims to be a leader should be the first person to desist from issuing careless threats.
At a weekend rally hosted by CORD leaders, speaker after speaker reportedly said CORD party leader Raila Odinga won the election and was entitled to lead this country. A victory that they said had been taken away from them.
Yule mtu anazungumza na kusema kwamba eti Raila alishindwa kwa sababu ya fulani au fulani, mimi namwambia kome na sarakasi zake za uongo.
This time there is no turning back. Hatuwezi kuwa tunafanya vitu ukifikisha hapo ati ile mambo moja alituambia miaka 10 nenda rudi ati ndio inafanyika na tunapiga makofi. Ati mambo iendelee namna hiyo hiyo. Hiyo hatuwezi kubali.
The two leaders called upon elected leaders from across the political divide to unite and work for Kenyans, adding that leaders should stop being pessimistic about the country's future. Chris Wangombe, Citizen at 1.
Now, a school child has died and scores injured in a road accident along the Naivasha-Nakuru highway at a place called Baruk, 18 kilometers from Nakuru town. The deceased was traveling alongside other students from Vithuramji Academy and Kahuhia Girls, reportedly on their way back from the music festival in Nakuru. The children were traveling in a hired bus from Moranga High School, whose driver is said to be in critical condition. The injured were taken to Nakuru Provincial General Hospital and St. Mary's Hospital for treatment. We'll tell you more on this story as and when it develops. Now, ranchers in Taita Taveta County have called a crisis meeting to plan on how to drive out herds of cattle from private ranches and Tsavo National Park. Cattle owners have consequently ignored a court order barring the cattle from entering the ranches in Tsavo National Park.
Uamuzi tumetoa ni kuwa hawa ng'ombe na ngamia ambao wanazurura kila pahali watoke na waondolewe. Tutaki kuwaona hapa na sio tuna ubaguzi. Ile mikataba ambayo iliwekwa kiholela pia nayo iondolewe.
Right, well, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with more news stories as well as sports and business, so keep it, Citizen.